So Arsenal look to bounce back from that 0-0 draw against Crystal Palace when Newcastle visit the Emirates on Monday evening. This is the Arsenal v Newcastle match preview. Hello, my name is Richie. Welcome back to my channel. Over and over and over again, the Positive Arsenal channel. In this video, I can look ahead to Monday night's Premier League game against Newcastle here at the Emirates. Of course, the second time that we've played them on consecutive weeks. Just before I do it, I want to make sure that you are subscribing to my channel. If you like what I do, or maybe if you're new here, you like some positive Arsenal content, please click the subscribe button down in the corner there. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like as well. And if you've got any comments at all to make about this game on Monday or anything to do with Arsenal, please drop them in the comments box below, as I do love to hear from you guys as well. So in history then, we've played Newcastle 185 times across all competitions. We've won 80, there's been 38 draws, and Newcastle have won 67. At the Emirates, however, we've got a great record against Newcastle. We've won our last 9 meetings at home, and the last 5 of those have been without conceding a goal, of course, including last weekend's FA Cup third round tie. We've actually kept 6 clean sheets in those last 9 home meetings with Newcastle as well across all competitions. We've actually won 13 of the last 14 as well. The only defeat coming in November 2010, that was a 1-0 win for Newcastle with a goal from Andy Carroll, who of course is back in the goals again recently for Newcastle. In fact, the last Newcastle player to score here at the Emirates was a Jose Perez actually in December 2014, and that was a consolation goal in a 4-1 Arsenal victory. So in terms of current formula, Newcastle come into this game on the back of a really poor run, 8 games without a win, 6 of those that they've lost. And they've only actually scored 4 goals in those 8 games. This was, of course, since they came back from the COVID break at the beginning of December. They'd actually been on a reasonably decent run before that. But since then, I say they've gone 8 games now without a win. They haven't actually scored in their last 4 away games either. That was since they lost 5-2 at Leeds on the 16th of December. And Newcastle have only actually got 1 away win in their last 10 games away from home as well. And they've actually lost their last 5 away games as well in all competitions, including, as we said, the defeat here at the Emirates last weekend. Their top scorer this season, of course, is Callum Wilson, but half of his 8 goals have come from the penalty spot, so he's only actually scored 4 in open play. No other Newcastle players got more than 3. In terms of Arsenal, of course, we're unbeaten now in our last 5 games, and the last 4 of which we've kept clean sheets in as well. In fact, the only goal we've conceded in that run was a very late consolation goal against Chelsea at the Emirates, if you remember, which Tammy Abraham scored. But here at the Emirates in the league, we've only now won 1 of our last 7 at home. So that's a really, really poor run. And that only win was that game against Chelsea. Of course, even the game against Newcastle in the FA Cup, of course, at 90 minutes, it was 0-0, very similar to the Crystal Palace game. So we're not in great form at home, are we? That's something that really does need to change. In terms of a predicted lineup then, we've still got a few injury doubts over 1 or 2 players. Will Gabriel Martinelli be fit to start this game? Kieran Tierney, of course, as well, who missed the Crystal Palace game in midweek. Will he have recovered sufficiently to start this game? Of course, we did miss his rampaging runs down the left-hand side, didn't we? Pablo Mari was also left out of the Crystal Palace game. Will he be fit to start? And of course, Thomas Partey and Gabriel were both on the bench. Will they be ready to come in and start the game? Thomas Partey got a good 25 minutes, so I'll be confident that he he probably is ready to get a start now. I'm not sure about Gabriel. He's not played any football, has he, for quite a long time due to the COVID situation that he was in. So I'm not sure whether he's going to come straight back into the team. So I'm expecting there to be a few changes from the Crystal Palace game. That wasn't a great performance, was it, overall? So I think this is how we'll line up. I think we'll start off with Leno in goal again, as expected. I think Bellerin will keep his place at right back. The two central defensive partnership could be interesting. We've got a few more options there now. I'm assuming Rob Holding's going to start. He's been doing pretty well recently. I'd imagine he'd keep his place. And I'd actually expect David Luiz to probably start alongside him. I don't think Gabriel will be quite ready to start this game yet. The left back position, of course, if Kieran Tierney's fit, he'll play. There's no doubt about that. If not, then obviously Maitland-Niles is an option, although he didn't have a great game against Crystal Palace, did he? Possibly Bukayo Saka, of course, who's played there before. He played there quite a lot last season, didn't he? Maybe he could fill in there. Or maybe Mikel Arteta might change it to a three at the back with that in mind, and possibly bring Gabriel in as well. But we'll see what he does with that. In midfield, I'm expecting Thomas Partey will start this game. So I'm expecting him to be alongside Granit Xhaka, of course, had a really good game, didn't he, against Crystal Palace. I think that'll be the two in front. Then the three, I think it will be Aubameyang on the left again. I think Smith Rowe will keep his place in the number 10 role. He didn't have the greatest game against Crystal Palace, but he's been playing well overall. On the right-hand side, of course, if Bukayo Saka's moved back down to left back, then that's going to leave a place there. Possibly Nicolas Pepe may get that spot, although he's not exactly been playing well. And the other alternative, I guess, is Willian, who's not been playing well either. So that could be an issue. Or maybe, of course, Maitland-Niles could possibly play there, couldn't they? Maybe swap him and Bukayo Saka around. I'm not sure Mikel Arteta will do that, though. And in the centre-forward position, I do think Lacazette will keep his place. It wasn't really his fault. He didn't get many opportunities against Crystal Palace. That was due to the lack of creativity behind him. He's been in good form, hasn't he? 5 goals in his last 5 games. So I definitely think Lacazette will start. In terms of on the bench, will Balogun finally get a place on the bench, or will he be gone by Monday? Who knows? There's certainly talk that he might be leaving. I would expect Nketiah to be on the bench, Willock, and whoever doesn't start out of Pepe or Willian, or maybe both of them might end up on the bench again. I wouldn't want to throw them straight back into the team yet. I don't think either have done enough to justify that. So that's a team that I would go with. Let me know in the comments what you think, what your team lineup would be. Obviously, if Martinelli's fit, then he would come straight in the team as well, and then maybe Martinelli would play on the right hand side, possibly as an option if he was fit. But we'll see what happens with that. But that's the team that I think is going to start this game. In terms of a score prediction then, I mean, we're just not scoring enough goals or creating enough chances at the moment, especially at home. The last 2 games, of course, at 90 minutes were both 0-0. And Newcastle are going to come with everybody behind the ball. They're going to be looking to try and catch us on the counter-attack. I thought they played well in the FA Cup game against us. We're maybe a little bit unfortunate, perhaps, not to have got through that game. I think Newcastle set up in a very similar way in this game. I think I'll go with 5 at the back, 4 in midfield, and keep it nice and tight. And these are the games that we do struggle, especially at home. It was the same against Crystal Palace as well. So I think it's going to be a very, very tight game. I'm not expecting there to be many goals in this game at all. It's just going to be a matter of whether or not we can break down that Newcastle defence. It took us until the 110th minute, didn't it, in the FA Cup game last weekend, and we wasn't able to break down Crystal Palace's defence at all. So the signs aren't looking great, are they? And you could say that this game's probably got 0-0 written all over it, but no doubt there's going to be goals now, I've said that. But if I was going to have to make a prediction, I think it is going to be a tight game. I think Arsenal might just have enough to nick it. So I'm going to, my prediction is going to be Arsenal 1, Newcastle 0. So that's my preview of the Newcastle game on Monday evening. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. What do you think the score will be? Do you think we can get back to the form that we were showing maybe against Chelsea on Boxing Day? Or are we going back into a poor run of form again following the last 2 games at home, which have been fairly flat performances overall, haven't they? We do need to find a way to break these teams down at home. We don't seem to have the players to be able to do it at the moment, do we? So let's hope Martinelli's fit. He can come back in. He might make the difference. He's certainly given us a spark, hasn't he, in the previous games that he's played. So let's hope that he can be the man in this particular game if he's fit. If he's not fit, then you have to wonder where the goal's going to come from, really. But let's hope that we can do it. Let's hope we can get a win and keep our unbeaten run going. And of course, the 3 points in this game will put us back into contention again, certainly for a place in in the top 6. We've got a lot of catching up to do now. Every time we drop points, it's so important, and it means that we've got a lot more work to do. But let's take it one game at a time. Let's get this game won, and then we can move on to what's going to be some more tough games coming up over the next few weeks. Stay tuned to the channel. I've got a lot of great stuff coming on, actually. And what I'm doing on Monday night ahead of the game, I'm doing a preview show. I'll have the 2 Newcastle fans back on again. John and Paul are both coming on, so that's going to be really good. And then going straight into that afterwards, we'll be going straight into the watch along. I'm actually doing that watch along with John as well, so we're going to watch the game together, which could be quite interesting. And let's hope there's a few goals maybe for us to talk about, but we'll see. So that's going to go live maybe about 6:45, so then we can talk about the team news when it comes out at 7 o'clock. I say, and then go into the game for the 8 o'clock kickoff. So tune into the channel for that. And then on Tuesday, I will be doing a full review of that Newcastle game as well, looking at it in a bit more detail and going over the positives and the negatives from an Arsenal point of view. Hopefully a few more positives this time than we've had maybe in the last couple of games. So plenty of stuff coming up. Stay tuned to the channel. If you haven't done so already, please click the subscribe button down in the corner there. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Click on the like button down below, and keep tuned into the channel. There's loads of great stuff coming up. And of course, in the meantime, as we head towards another big game on Monday night against Newcastle here at the Emirates, come on, you Gunners!